Hey guys, it's the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins, and you're watching WGS-TV.
Alright guys and gals, well, I'm sitting here by myself waiting for the Bulk and Skull Comedy Hour, and look who decided to join me.
Hi everybody, it's me, good old James from the Big Easy. Welcome to the Who Dat Temple, Billy.
Oh Lord.
Well, just for you, this is from our WGS friends and all of us. We'd like to say hi. And remember, WGS-TV is sponsored by Oxana's and CM Duck's new charity, chair shots for the homeless. Just for you.
Oh. It burns. It burns.
If that wasn't bad enough. Alright, this is not my idea. This is all Rick and Andy. Just for you.
Rick and Andy, seriously? You guys are on my hit list now.
Wow. So Jason, what does comedy mean to you?
Comedy, folks, is a form of organized chaos, as we said before, okay? You can't know exactly what's going to happen next. The world itself, we are taught from the time we are small children, has rules, okay? There's a place and time for everything. Are you not told this from the time you're a small child, right? Yeah. In fact, the whole reason comedy works is because that's BS! That's crap! The world does not succumb to rules. So when rules are broken, and people are broken subsequently because of it, we are happy, okay?
Yeah, but yet we wouldn't have a civilization without rules.
Absolutely. And so what we need to do is we need to have those constraints that are thrust upon us as animals, because we are all animals here. Especially like there's a guy that over there looks like he's a giant pulsing heart.
Hey,
he's an animal. Yes.
I'm a giant pulsing heart.
Well, you are my heart, and you're outside of my body. So what we find actually is that this is a place to exercise our demons. We were given these constraints so we can get along, okay? We play around so that we can actually exercise that out, just like Freud would want to say. You get those demons out. But it's got to be done with love. And you got to know that when comedy, as all good acting is, number one, is other-directed. It's not about me saying, oh, the problems that I have. Oh, God, horrible. That's not entertainment, folks. That's not acting, that's therapy.
You're wearing Jack Daniels underwear. That is entertainment.
At the moment, Paulie shares with me my jacket. Check this out.
Whoa.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Wait, we want to see.
Again, creepy. Lovable.
You know that those came with a bottle of Jack.
One night in a parlor.
She says she's a cougar. You see what I'm saying? See that? We've already gone through about the most uncomfortable thing.
No, you're a puma.
We've gone through about the most uncomfortable things we can see. Me! Some guy that really looks like a predator, something you're going to see in the French Quarter late at night.
All right. Bye.
Probably any one of your mothers will have a wonderful moment. We are confessing, we are opening up to each other, and it makes society work. So, man, I have a wedgie.
So part of that rules-based thing in our culture is that. So part of that rules-based thing in our culture is that we have communication rules, right? Don't spoken until spoken to. Get your thank yous in, your welcomes. Well, we've got a great way to subtract a lot of what makes doing comedy difficult, which is dialogue. Now, when Norman was talking about being an animal, imagine every sound that you make in this panel when we ask you to help us out is gibberish. Not allowed to speak. You can speak, but you can't say any words that mean anything. Okay? Now what this is going to do, it's going to free you from the needs of the dialogue structure, okay? So I'm going to ask for some brave volunteers, some strong, brave volunteers that can get on the ground and get a little wiggly. All right, if you have your hands up, just come on in the center. It's okay, I can use a bunch of you. Come on in. So right here in the center now. You guys line up kind of like shoulder to shoulder, okay? There you go. Double stack it. All right, all right. All right, you want in? Come on. All right, hey, you're fine. This is rough, man.
Okay, I'm going to jump in and comment right here so you can see something that we're seeing, folks. This to me is always the fun part, okay? Comedy is the fine line between absolute euphoria and absolute disaster. It's tragic. These two people want each other so much, and they're being slowly pulled apart. Let's take it to the middle. Bring them together. The funny thing about it, of course, is the situation of it. How long this is stretched out, and how futile are their cries. That's the funny part of it. Okay?
Brothers, and you don't want to be separated in this river.
And remember, the only way you think by screaming at him, you may somehow magically be able to get back to him. So the more you are pulled away, the more you want to get closer. All right, brother? You got it? You got it? Let's do this.
And slowly, action.
Scream it! Scream it! Really grab for it! Really grab for him! Really grab for him! Really grab for him!
That's pretty good gibberish. That's pretty good gibberish. All right, now let's flip it around. Now we're gonna, you guys stay here. You're gonna come back towards the center, but one of you is infected with the zombie virus. Obviously you. And you would really rather not get close to him, but you're not allowed to get off the chair, right?
The T virus.
So we're like, all right, so let's bring them back together and action. Good job.
You want me to take the next one? Okay, cool. Nice job. Nice job. All right, folks. So, now we've seen what happens when two people want the same thing, okay? First thing they wanted, what do they want? Each other. They just want to be together. Party! Second time, they want two separate things being pulled apart. The key to any good acting is having characters that believably want something. Okay? And as actors, you don't pretend you want it. For instance, I'm going to pretend that I want
All right,
to
hello.
Buddy! Doesn't freaking work. But if I really want Paulie to come, I'm doing
what am I?
Buddy! Mission accomplished. Now, as you know, of course, Bulk and Skull go back to an ancient fat and skinny guy paradigm, right?
It is.
Paul, of course, was the best skinny guy I ever knew on film. And I myself was the worst fat guy. Okay? But of course, you know,
I'm
Laurel and
recording
Hardy, we talk about them a million times. Abbott and Costello. Goes
we'll
back
pick up
to
some Benadryl
Andrew
and we'll
Aguirre,
back.
Sir Toby Belch, Prince Polk Night by William Shakespeare. It's always gone up.
As soon as this is over.
Sometimes these guys are also known as the straight and the funny guy. Okay, the straight guy plays the I really want my buddy back, buddy! The humorous guy was the little kid right there that didn't quite know what the other guy wanted. So the way we've seen it is one person, in this case, Bulk, was always the guy that had the big ideas. And he knew exactly where he wanted. And the problem was he was a little bit lazy. And he'd always have Skull to do it. But Skull was the stupider of the two. Skull didn't understand a damn thing that Bulk said. He wanted to make Bulk happy at all times, and would do anything he could to make him happy. And when he didn't, what would Bulk do? Boom! See ya.
Or the threat of violence would be implicit.
The absolute threat of violence would make Skull scampering for the hills. So what we want to do is, we're going to need two more volunteers. We need a fat guy and a skinny guy, so to speak.
You better not point at me.
The fat guy for about 20 years.
You better not point at me.
All right, Stacy's like, look, I'm really good. So then I will need a skinny guy. I'll take the skinny man right here. Give a round of applause. So what we are going to do is we're going to have the fat guy want something, but the skinny guy is going to have to do it for him, okay? Now, of course, as we talked about before, language. Language sometimes gets in the way of comedy, all right? For instance, if he, let's see, you're the fat guy in this case, if you wanted the skinny guy, what are your names again? James and Drew. Drew. James and Drew. If James wanted Drew to do something for him, what could he do? He could simply ask, James, could you ask Drew to pick up the chair for
In
me?
gibberish, gibberish.
Okay, so he knew exactly what he wanted because he had some asshole called the director me. But it was amusing, but was it really funny?
No.
No, not really. So this is what we're gonna do. Our skinny guy is gonna go out of the room. If you could please excuse us for a moment. And we are going to come up with something for him to want that he's going to make him to achieve. Okay. Keep going! You're skinny, you can run! Paulie keeps telling me that all the damn time. I can't run. Okay, he's out. Can you hear me?
I run when there's fire.
Well, yeah, but you usually make me start the fire.
Oh, that's
So let's find something that he can make him do that might be a little bit on the difficult side.
Oh, ouch! Ow! Oh!
Somebody call the fire department because you
Comedy
just got
and
burned.
tragedy all over. Okay. I heard, get a girl's number. What's another one?
Grill a hamburger?
Steal the hat.
for a physical object, yeah.
Anything else? Yeah.
Give Paul a hug.
Do a sit-up.
Do a sit-up.
The
How about
Macarena.
all of the above? Yes, steal the hat.
Gangnam Style.
Okay, so do a Gangnam Style. Here's what I'm going to
Somebody
do.
with that song on their phone, take it over to the sound man.
So you have to get him to do it. But you can only speak in gibberish. And anytime he does it, you have to threaten him with violence. Don't really hurt him, folks. What happens on film, these are special effects. We are trained stuntmen. Paulie rarely hurts me on camera. Rarely. Private time, though. Okay, so that's what you're going to do, all right?
Who's got that song on their phone? Somebody's got it. I think if you got it, go on over there to
All right,
to
get
our
somebody to
sound
get Drew and bring him back in.
There you go. Thank you.
Get back in there.
Okay, so he's going to have to do... Your job is to make him happy. Whatever he wants. Fear of death and violence. Gibberish only. Gibberish only. Use the whole room, okay? Do not feel obligated to stay in one place. Go. Give a round of applause. Listen, first on the bunk has been dying. I thought I saw somebody in the back with their hand up. Right there, girl, come on up.
Oh, there she is.
Come on, give them a round of applause.
So, part of an exercise like this is about building the obstacle, right? The obstacle is the key. So it can't always be roses, right? You have to have a moment where who's the bully? You? Yeah, I know.
In the chair.
Where she's not really pulling her weight, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Don't be afraid to yell at her with your gibberish. Let's try to yell. Could you yell at her for me? Wow! No, very good. I think you can yell a little louder than that. Quack! That kind of scares you. Quack! But it's also cute. It's like a duck. Scare the crap out of her.
Oh, God.
Polly, if you could show her how to quack properly.
I'm hooked on vowels.
Give me a shot.
He doesn't even have to buy a vowel.
Yeah, we're getting there. That is fun. Give her a round of applause. You have to until she gets it right. Sound good? What is your name, by the way? Justine. Give her a round of applause. Elaine, give her a round of applause. Pretty girl, give her a round of applause. So, let's come up with something a little more difficult this time.
All the way out. You go.
Go now.
You go
Awesome. So let's come up. Keep going! No, we couldn't have got a smaller room. Okay, cool. So let's come up with something cool. Let's come up with a couple things that are a little more difficult for her to do. And we're not going to help her out this time.
A somersault.
What is that?
A somersault.
Have her do a somersault. That's a good one. Somersault, what else?
Touch Paul's butt.
And touch Paul's butt. I like that. It's actually fairly easy.
What about French kiss Paul?
Butt. Sound good? That's what you got to get her to achieve. That's way too obvious. All right, bring her back. The moment she comes in, start yelling at her. Confuse the hell out of her. It's on me.
Is Daffy Duck constipated?
Thank you very much. Nice job, ladies. Give a round of applause. So, folks, so many people think that acting, and especially comedy acting, is just about basically going right for the goal. It's about trying it out, trying different tactics, overcoming obstacles to get it right. What was the funniest part of that whole thing? It wasn't when she touched his ass. She touched his tuchus. It's when she went. And that, by the way, was legit. She wasn't acting. I really think. She didn't know, oh my God, you want me to do what? That is comedy from the cave, folks.
So, situation comedy is, we use that sitcom word a lot in media, but, it basically means, like, Galifianakis between two ferns. You know, an uncomfortable situation which is made even more uncomfortable by extenuating circumstances or conditioning forces such as proximity or affectation. Did you give us a go call?
Yeah.
Come on.
Ready, and go!
Long pauses and extraordinary. So reacting to physical circumstances is somewhat easy when there's a big old fat armpit in your face.
Oh my God, my life was an uncomfortable armpit in my face.
I love about situation comedy, and the thing that makes it funny are the disconnects with our socially accepted, you know, mores, everything that we know to be socially acceptable, like really bad relationships.
Yeah.
People that hate each other and have to stomach each other. So, hey, what's a good physical exercise we can do that? Not a trust exercise, but one that will give people a chance to interact.
A good physical exercise that will give people the opportunity to interact.
But not trust.
But not trust.
No, that's too easy.
Oh Lord, that's a tough one.
Wait, you gonna look one up?
No, I wasn't going to look one up. I'm taking it in my pocket.
Holding a light person up in a chair.
Ah, that's a good one. Actually, muscle top. No, that's a terrible one. You know, there's always a give and take, I like to think. Okay, whenever you're working with someone, okay, that you know you're going to spend your time with, and you have to be able to take those opportunities to find natural beat pauses. Okay, the moment where it's the dugga 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 dugga. Is Paulie going to pause before he goes in my armpit or not? Okay, this sounds a little corny and cheesy, I guess, but you actually have to get down into their sense of balance, into their sense of core, I think. You literally have to know how their body reacts, okay? Let me get about 6 volunteers. 1, 2,
He
3,
wants
4.
volunteer.
So you
Get some people here. 5 on the thing.
So in Power Rangers, you notice that Gnarly and I do a lot. We do a lot of physical work where we're reacting very closely and reacting or acting off each other's physical moves. And over the years, a really great dialogue developed between us, so that we had our own little physical theater toolbox that we would use. And it was a lot about balance. So you can imagine if you're next to a person and you see them start to move, that there's a moment where you're opposing or you're attracted to.
And you need to be completely in tune with them. For instance, why don't we do the old lift above the head?
Oh yeah.
Paulie, just about any day of the week, might come up to me and suddenly I'm going to have to do some horrible things because he's going to do some horrible things to me. I won't even have to prepare for it. Well, you just saw. Thank you very much. You're weak. What you actually just saw was Paulie basically do this and me lift myself on Paulie. I simply recognize Paulie's set, grab, and his lift. Okay? That's all I recognize. Is what we call the set, grab, which I react to, set, grab, and then now he sets up and I see where his body's at. And all I do is I take his hands and I put them right between me and hold them tight. Boom! Okay? We would have to do this stuff all the time. People ask us about how much we used to improvise on Power Rangers. As you've seen today, improvisation is not simply the words you say, it's the way that your body moves.
It's everything.
It's everything. So I'm going to show you guys some very, very remedial, basic balance exercise that we use in stage combat class, okay? So, if I could have groups facing 1, 2, 3, you guys are 3 groups, face your partner like this, okay? Yeah, face them directly, okay? And what you're going to do, all balance is about getting a low center of gravity, I like to say. Are there any children in the audience? Close your ears, young son, as though you have a set of iron balls. Just firmly through your screw. And spread your legs wide. A little bit wider than your shoulders.
I need a bit wider now.
Now, here's the thing. All balance is also predicated upon the fact, at least in stage combat and physical comedy, that you're not leaning too far forward, too far back. It's straight up and down. So that your body, from the waist up, is straight up. Just like this, okay? And this does whatever the hell it wants. Okay? And this doesn't move, which is really helpful too, because if you have something where like, dude, I'm not nervous at all, I don't have to pee, there's nothing wrong. I get through it, okay? So I want everyone to find that balance. Get themselves nice and low that you guys can lift up either one of your feet and your head doesn't do this. If you're too high, your head's gonna do this. If you're too low, like, oh God. So you're way out here. Now this is what you're gonna do, okay? One person in each group is gonna be the leader. Raise their hand. Me! Paulie's gonna be the leader in this case. What you're gonna do is try to push that person across from you off balance. What? Okay? It's not about throwing them down. It's not about getting them to the ground or overcoming them. It's that they can feel when you are going to basically push. So at some point, Paulie's gonna push, and I'm gonna let my arms go, and I'm not gonna go anywhere. So Paulie has to not come forward, I have to not go back. So it looks something like this. What? And you can do it quick. Here, I'll be the leader on this one real quick. And you can do this quick too. Let your hands go as soon as I do it, okay? He's got good balance. He knows no matter when it comes, he ain't going anywhere. Does that make sense? The moment he firms up, go ahead and firm up now as I go to push. Oh God, yeah! Now he's going over. Okay, give it a shot, folks. So, nice and easy. Spread those legs wider, and whenever the leader will push. And you'll notice this is the, like Kung Fu Zen thing. People always ask this, do you guys take martial arts? They cross over, for God's sakes. It's about taking care of your body. Okay? And don't exert yourself.
Is that weird? Does it feel weird?
Nice. Get a little bit lower. All about the gravity, baby.
If anybody has to spontaneously go to the bathroom, it's okay.
Now, if you guys are going to be working closely with actors and you're going to need to be doing some kind of physical activity on a regular basis that you have to read their body to be able to improvise, do this one. All right, have a seat, guys. Basic drill. We're gonna open it up to questions at this
Now we can do acting exercises all day long.
All day long. We just pull crap out of our.
But you know, the bottom line with all of this is that they are tools that we use to construct the bits like beats. You know, just like cool. What? Oh. Damn.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Joe.
I just heard the word and thought I would utilize it in a sentence is all.
Paul,
let's open it up to Walter.
You guys were doing a comedy hour?
Yeah.
You guys are being funny for a whole hour in here?
Nobody said we were actually funny.
Quit leading!
What's up, man?
So we're about to start doing questions about acting in general. So now we have Walter Jones. He's fun. You want to stick around with him? You can crash his head?
I'm gonna sit like.
I think he did. We already crashed it.
You already crashed it. Consider a crash it. So, questions.
Black Ranger?
Comments about anything. Yeah.
What are good places to find some of these kind of acting exercises?
Many books.
Yeah.
Or take a beginning acting class at school.
Acting improv.
Acting improvs are all over the place. These days, it's become a staple for actors, and we're talking about method actors. Method actors are the ones that really are the introverted. Oh, feel my pain. I'm a twisted person, so I'll be interesting to watch on stage for some reason. They actually do start with improv classes, and it's a necessary component of every actor's toolbox to have a book full of improv exercises. If you cannot play, you cannot act.
Hey, are there any unapologetic method actors in this room?
You're not allowed.
Thank you.
In my opinion, method acting is wonderful when it works. But when it doesn't work, we're like, you know, because if I gotta go somewhere, I'm gonna build the bridge, I'm not gonna meditate until my tears form it from my own fear.
And as you saw, you guys, the purpose of method acting is that you get something that's real and organic. Right?
Which is awesome.
It's
when,
awesome
when it's on.
When it's on. But as you saw with our little drill with the fat skinny guy, you can get real stuff quickly. All you gotta do is know what you want, put the proper obstacle, and really try to overcome it. Again, you want me to do what? Touch his... My obstacle now is my fear of his butt. Overcome the fear, overcome the fear, overcome the fear, overcome the fear. Ah! Very enjoyable. But improv troops are popping up all across the country, and those are great places to get started with your comedy.
Well, thanks for listening to our diatribe about technical acting. Any other questions we can help you with? Yes.
Did you two know each other before you guys got work on Power Rangers?
Nope.
Nope, not at all. No, but we had the same vernacular. We did theater for a long time. We did comedy theater.
So in that sense, we did. And that's why it worked so well when we first got together. Because, I mean, I looked at his resume and I was like, this is my dude. This is my dude, we're on.
So the first thing that we did together, you know what the first thing we did? Like, you know, you talk about, you think about Hollywood callbacks and screen tests, makeup tests. First thing we did together, we rehearsed. That was the very first thing we said. Paulie says, hey, you got those sides? Yeah, I got them. They're not very good, are they? No, they're terrible. Let's see what we can do with them. And then we rehearsed for about 3 hours, okay? That's the first thing we did. You start with it. You don't think it's going to come out of nowhere. And that rehearsing is sometimes playing, experimenting.
Can I show you some bulk and skull?
Sure.
So here's the scene. You and I, we're walking into the juice bar on one of the first MNPR episodes, and we're all pumped out. And our big beat that we work at is that we're going to take our sunglasses off as a precursor to the. We're going to take our glasses off and check out the dorks as the precursor, right? So Walter, why don't you give us an action call?
Ready? Action.
Books and dweebs.
Yeah, books and dweebs. Hey, check out the dark on this hop hip keto.
Hey, moron.
Yeah, hey, moron.
You want to teach me some dance moves? Because I think I might be able to take that.
You better think again.
Where the... What?
I think you might have won.
That's the first time we ever did that.
So when we would set up these bits, we would be working out the beats. We would say, okay, it's 4 steps in, take the look, with the glasses, pan the room, stash the glasses, take to each other. And if we can't see each other, we would do a breath cue or a touch cue for the next move, for the next beat. So you... So these are all tools that you can use when, especially if you're working in a company or ensemble, when you have time together. So who in here is a professional actor? Any of you? Yes, that's awesome. That's good. How many of you want to be professional actors? Who wants to be a pro? Who wants to react? We have one unapologetic mental improv is good. Any questions, anyone?
Actually, I teach theater to children.
Cool.
And we do a lot of the improv things, but it's really hard to get them to understand that they're not going, and you don't want to crash their dreams and tell them.
Right.
But it's really hard to get them to understand that they're not going to be the next Hannah Montana. Right?
But that's the thing.
Well, why not?
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that. It's not that. It's not crashing their dreams. It's not. It's they don't want to learn. They think it's going to be instantaneous.
Well, welcome to America.
And I just want to, in catching and explaining, you know, how the process actually works. And there is a process.
And you know, here's the thing. Some people are always saying, hey, I want to be an actor. How do I start? My first question is, why? I mean, what the hell is so great about it? I mean, what is the reason you want to do it? Walt, why did you get involved in acting? We'll come back to you. Paulie, why did you start acting?
Probably similar to Walt. You know, you're born with a certain taste. and people tell you every day when you live in California, man, you should be doing, you know. So it wasn't really something I did myself. Other people were like, dude, come on.
Yeah.
Get an agent.
Like anything in the world, you fall into it. And some of us in acting, they find themselves. They find they weren't good at something else. They needed a means of expression, and that's why they do it. Well, in your case, I'd say teach the kids the process is cool.
Process.
And they will get good. I've had a kid that for my children's theater, just a couple years ago, she was the girl that was in True Grit. She got nominated for an Oscar. How? Because she got involved, like she was, you know, girl number 3 in the chorus, and the next year she's on True Grit. Why? She loved the process. The process was cool, and because she got good at the process, lo and behold, she's an Oscar winner now, you know?
I think that you have to also, as an educator, you have to frame this for them. The more you put it in terms of Hannah Montana and shows that they like, because that's irrelevant to what you're doing with them acting-wise.
Right.
Process is what's important. Don't use examples from mainstream media.
And that's the thing. I don't like using them because I'm not a mainstream media kind of person.
Do the kids bring them up?
The kids are the ones that bring them up. That's the reason why I actually have to watch it, so I can actually know what they're talking about, or be the 27-year-old funky teacher that's there to, you know. I remember when I was watching the good TV show.
Yeah. Loaf of bread used to be a nickel too. I mean, look, you've got a cultural issue, and you're growing up, and you know where this ends for you? Get off my lawn. and for us too, because I mean, look at the YouTube, right? It's all about YouTube, right? It's the Shut Up, It's Me show.
You can be famous without working too. But,
right.
Hey, why don't we do this? Why don't we do a lightning round of questions because we're starting to get towards the end of it.
All right, let's go. Anyone? What's up?
Did any of you watch episodes of Ranger? The Japanese version of
Yes, we know. Yeah, we know. We're not done. Yes, we watched. They wouldn't let us see Who Ranger until about 6 months into our shoot, right? Yeah. So yeah, we did eventually. What's up?
Did you have fun doing your first movie? The first movie that I watched?
Yeah, man.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers?
Yeah, the one where we jump out of the airplane?
No, the one where you take the breadsticks and you run towards the bad guys.
Turbo movie where I have white hair and I talk like Arnold Schwarzenegger? Breadsticks? Breadsticks.
Giant loaf of bread.
Oh. What? Are you talking about Samurai? Oh, okay. Yes, I had fun, of course.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever prank any of the cast members?
Yes, I did. I mean, come on, that was our hobby, you know? Yes, we prank each other always. In horrible ways. The one that we will say, because it's PG, is the time that we stole all of Catherine Sutherland's furniture and put it in our dressing room. And we had, like, I think it was her pants, like, on a hanger.
One time in that 3rd season, we wanted a vacation so badly that we took black marker and we drew a vacation on the walls in the talent hallway. Tropical trees, a little swimming pool, a boat, and then the producer walked in and he was like, next thing, us being handed 2 cans of white paint. Vacation, great idea. And then there was the time that we decided that Amy Jo needed to see swords poked through her dressing room wall.
Oh, yeah.
While she was doing her hair.
8 first in the morning, because she...
And all you heard was...
Walls, huh?
Next. Who's back there? You miss all.
What's that biggest comedy insult?
Shakespeare. Shakespeare, because all the gags are in there. Every gag is in it.
Don't bore your jokes.
Oh, what? Biggest comedy influence?
Influence. Oh, that's a tough one. I think Steve Martin. Little slapstick guys. My dad was a huge fan of those old silent and early motion pictures.
Like, I didn't really become a student of physical comedy until I realized that I was actually going to be this type, you know? I mean, even before I started acting professionally when I was in college, I started getting all the roles for this body shape. All right. And that's when it became pertinent, and that's why kind of Shakespeare kind of is the dominant influence for me.
And I will say this, Paulie's a big guy, but he moves better than I do, you know? And you'll find that in all these, quote, fat and skinny guy routines, the fat guy is usually like the most graceful person out there. Oliver Hardy was supposed to be like he was a great dancer, like the lightest man on his feet you meet, putting that little that's another one right there.
Could either of you take Jason, Dave, and Frank in a fight?
Oh, yeah!
Next! There's only one, it's the Indiana Jones way.
I went to Franklin and Marshall for my bachelor's, and then Mary Baldwin for my Master of Letters, and then UC Santa Barbara for my PhD.
I went to Pierce Junior College before I got a job as a professional actor and said, later.
Actually, and I will say this, I was at Lee Strasberg Institute, which is the heavy method school, when I got Power Rangers, which, yeah. That worked out. Questions? Oh, two guys over there.
I suppose it. Excuse me. I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who played Spike in Samurai.
Felix Ryan.
Felix Ryan. He how did you find a guy that looked just like Skull and moved like that was really amazing. I was like that. I fully believe that was his son.
Well, and Felix is a good actor too. I mean, Felix, went there and did it. So I mean, casting, Yeah. In casting, a thing goes out over the wires or the breakdowns. Every casting agent gets a look at those and says, "Oh, I have a guy that fits this role," and then tries to get with the casting director to make an appointment. And then you get a call from the agent to show up at 3 o'clock at X dress, and if you're gnarly or you're rocking it, you make it.
And I will say this too, we did work with Felix secretly. Paulie said, "Hey, dude, you work with young people. There's this kid. I want you to know the guy first of all. I want to know the guy. Let's do some acting." That's exactly what we did. We did acting exercises. We did mirror exercises
in my yard,
in his yard, with my gum. And then the three of us did. You know what mirror exercise is? Is where two people face each other, and the one guy has to do exactly what the other person is doing without staring at him, but like in his periphery, what he's doing. In a manner that doesn't try to screw him up. Because he won't be able to. Then we did three-way mirror exercises so we could all figure each other out.
And that's hard. Three-way is like
really hard.
It's very bizarro.
Really hard.
Oh, and you're committed to the one with hat, and you're like, it's humorous.
And we chewed a lot of gum together. Yes, you.
Because you were cast as sort of the anti-hero / bully, did you have any negative reactions from younger fans?
Oh, of course. I got kicked in the shins a lot. early years. And then when the characters kind of changed into like buffoonish protagonists, it was much better. Because then people just said, "Oh, there's that idiot." Way better. It was awesome. So yeah, sure.
Next, right there.
Is there any difficulty going from acting in on stage at theater than acting on film?
Oh, yeah, there's an adjustment. But it's a matter of scale. It's where you're directed. When I say directed, it's remember we did the buddy thing. Buddy! They were other directed to one another. On screen, you're other directed much closer. So it's a matter of scale. People say they're not highly transferable. I think good acting is always good acting. But if you watch a bad theater actor on film in a movie theater, remember Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet? Every time Laertes would come on stage, we're up in the front row, and every time he'd come on screen, you'd be like, "Oh God, he's mugging!" My lord! He used to try to, people wave the hell back there, "My lord, I want you to understand!" And when the camera's right there, like, "Oh God, please step back."
It's the politics of scale.
Yeah. You see, guys, just so you know, a lot of theaters these days have this kind of intimacy because they realize this is much cooler than Oh, this is much more fun. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hey, dude, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, you can! Then drink it in! That's much more fun.
How about you, buddy? That unlike Los Angeles, where the oldest thing is a Kmart, you got some real pre-American history here. Yeah, hey, you know what North America was called before it was called North America?
No, but what
It
was
was called home! It was called home before you I feel terrible. White guilt. Think about it.
All right. We'll give you Texas back, but we will not give you Louisiana. I think we got time for like one more.
Okay, last one. Last one.
Yeah.
So, what was it like coming back to Samurai after so many years of Power Rangers?
It was return to arms. Yeah, you know. I mean, a lot of the original crew was there, and I love them. And I was very glad to finish the Super Samurai season with a very poignant final episode with a very rich Eugene Skolovich. Filthy rich Eugene Skolovich. Thank you, everyone. Come on up your chairs and let's put it back.
Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. Spirituals meaning. Stoke answers. Stoke answers. I'm Haley Ringrose. Stoke answers.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spirituals meaning. Stoke answers.